Caminando tayo, tocó mi amor. Desde una caminada bien amada, rodeada, abrazaba, levantaba la mirada. El brazo mío atravesaba, el corazón abrazaba, cubriendo por una frazada. Pues noticia que ropaje, anaje, aprendinaje, de delicia, donde su nuevo.
Broadcasting live from 90.1 FM CJSF.ca. Streaming and broadcasting, this is Terrance Evans, your host for the Book Hour. We're here live today with a beautiful, beautiful book, The Power of the V by Mr. John Watts. It's the most encouraging and enlightening book for women and men who value their relationships. I would go into the spiel here by the publisher, but I'm going to let Mr. John Watts tell us a little bit about the book himself and about himself. Hi, John. How are you?
Hello. How you doing, Terrance?
I'm good. I'm good. Let me first say that, I'm a single father of a little 8-year-old girl, and I just thought that this book, I started to read it, the title was a little bit misleading, The Power of the V, and when I started to read it, I thought, wow. This is great. This is great. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. It's like well done, really well done. Maybe we should start off a little bit about John Watts and who is John Watts.
Okay. I was born and raised in Los Angeles, California. I am the son of 8 siblings. I have 2 brothers and 5 sisters. I graduated in 1976. I majored in art. I became a professional dancer in 1978. Appeared on the Johnny Carson Show, the Gong Show several times, my brother and I. And went on to do a shows with Shirley Yarnell. Single father of 4 daughters. No sons. My oldest is 24. My youngest is 16. And that's pretty much it for as me. I'm a simple guy. I don't do much, and I just try to concentrate on what I can do and what my purpose is for life. Why did God put me on this earth, and what is my purpose? And I believe my purpose is to, teach young girls and little older, mature women the value that they have and hold as a woman and how they should validate themselves.
And I guess this is all what the Power of the V is about. And how did you first come up with the Power of the V? I mean, it's obviously from your experience as a man and as a father, correct?
Yes. What I wanted to do, what happened, my 2 oldest daughters, about 5 years ago, they both became pregnant. And over the next 4 years, my daughters, both of them had given birth to 3 children each. And neither one of them were married. So now we have 6 babies into the world. We have 6 baby fathers. And none of my children were married, and my daughter's going to work, trying to go to school to get an education, while their fathers of the children were doing nothing to make their contribution as a father to take care of their kids. And I just thought that it was time for me to sit down with my children and tell my daughters that, hey, listen, you hold the value. Why are you giving away your power that God has given you to the men, and you're not even married? So that's when I decided to actually put together a letter to my daughters. They can read the letter and get them to realize their value and their worth, that they didn't have to continue the path that they were taking.
Interesting. I want to delve a little bit into a few chapters of the book here that I thought were very interesting, and maybe we can kind of elaborate on them. I've got them here in the outline. Give me a couple seconds. Let me just pull it up here. We've got one of the ones that will really catch a lot of people's attention is the chapters like Surrender to the V. In this chapter, you basically, it's not surrendering, it's giving salute or giving homage or giving thanks to the women that without them, we would not have even been brought to this earth. You say things like, saying thank you to the mothers and thank you to the daughters and thank you for all of the pains and all of the things that they've been through. I thought this was a really, really good dedication to women, period,
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. And then there was the other chapter here, the good, the bad, and the ugly V's. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about that as that kind of goes into other chapters as well.
Well, the good, the bad, and the ugly, actually, I talk about that particular chapter trying to describe the difference from a woman that is bad, a woman that is good, and then a woman that is ugly. Just because you have a nice look about yourself or attractive woman does not indicate that you are a good person. The same as bad. Those that look at a person that is not attractive doesn't mean that that person is a bad person. It's the choices that people make that make them bad and not who they are or what race or color that a person is. They can be good and bad in every person, or you can also be an ugly person, which is comes from the inside. No integrity about yourself, no morals that you stand on, and and everything is just not right about you as a person.
And I mean, a lot of men, including myself, I mean, we can identify with that when, we go out to the clubs or we see really good-looking women in public, and we happen to hook up with them and go on a date or something like that, and she's so beautiful, and then you get on a date and she just turns out to be spoiled or pushy and it's all because of the way that she looks. She thinks she deserves everything, or she thinks that she's a queen because of her looks, but really her insides are just cold and nasty.
Correct. And it's all about knowing who you are, and the person, a good person, actually starts from the inside out. And what you put in is what you get out. If you were taught morals, taught respect, then that's what you do. You would give respect, and you have morals about yourself, and you would not sleep around on a date for the first time to a guy that you don't even know his last name. You have to have morals about yourself. But again, don't judge a book by its cover. Don't judge a book by its title. The same way, don't judge a woman by her looks, because it does not make her a lady just because she packaged beautiful. It's the inside. Once you open the packet up and take out the wrapping paper, what is in the inside of that, that person? What is, what does it all hold, entail of who she is? And, integrity and characteristics of herself is who makes her, what makes her a beautiful person, not her looks.
Exactly. So maybe we should do a little bit of backtracking here. Reading through your bio here, you've teamed up with rapper turned actor Ice-T from Law and Order to help bring this book to mainstream. Now, what type of relationship is going there with Ice-T?
Yeah, well, Ice-T, we've been friends ever since 1976.
Wow.
Back when I started dancing in high school, I actually met him at Crenshaw High, and I used to teach him how to actually dance.
Oh, really?
Certain steps, certain steps he didn't know how to do, so I would teach him. And he used to be a dancer. He used to be a pop locker, like my brother and I. And then later he went on to want to be a rapper, and that's when his career took off. And when I came to him about a year ago, I said, listen, I have this book. I said, I'm going to need, you to endorse this book, and I would like for you to team up with me financially so that we can start their publishing company and get the word out to every woman in the world. And he, when I said that, he said, I'm in. And he took a part of it and participated, and here we are today.
Book publishing company is Kai Stone Books, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you yourself have done 38 unpublished and 2 published books.
Correct.
And you're the founder of the company. Just to get that out there so everybody kind of knows who you are. And now we can kind of go back to the book. What else do you think that people can get out of this? You know, like our society right now is different. I mean, it's okay for 2 women to be holding hands and kissing and that type of stuff in public. What kind of message does this give to those types of women?
Well, again, I try not to, in this particular book, Terrance, I try not to discriminate against those that choose to, date the same sex. I try not to give reference of those choices that we tend to make behind closed doors. We're all equal, gay, lesbian, heterosexual, it doesn't matter. It's all about the choice and your choice of preference. Now, if I had a choice, of course, as God stated, man, woman, Adam, Eve, so I believe, and this is only just my belief, that a woman should be with a man should be with a woman, and not the same sex. But again, because I learned not to discriminate with those who make their own choices, it's kind of hard to call it. I mean, society is different now. And I mean, it's not the same. It's not the same, and I don't think that we can ever go back to the way it was 40 years ago. It's pretty much overdone, and people feel that this is the way life should be. Freedom of speech, freedom of decision, free will, and everybody is taking their own free will to make their own choices. But I think it does send a mixed signal for parents of the same sex to adopt children, because a child doesn't know what they will want to be if there are 2 men in a household and they see a little boy, 5 years old, see his parents are 2 of the same sex, and they hold their hand, they embrace each other, they kiss each other, they're affectionate about each other, then that child, instead of allowing that child to have the opportunity to grow up, to choose to be with a woman or a man, 9 out of 10 he may choose a man because this is what he's raised around for the next 13 years until he's 18. So he feels that this is normal because he's seen his mother and father or his father and father do this, so he tends that I'm going to follow my dad. I'm going to follow my mom to do this. I think that for is not fair. It's not fair to a child.
Exactly. Okay, we're going to take a short commercial break to pay the bills here. We're going to play a little bit of music from DJ Melody Sutherland from Toronto.
dance in unison.
That was DJ Melanie Sutherland from Toronto, and we're back live broadcasting from CJSF Radio 90.1 FM in Burnaby, British Columbia, streaming and podcasting from cjsf.ca, and you can also reach us on TELUS HDTV, channel 706. I'm your host, Terrance, and we're back with Master John Watts, author of Power. Master John, how are you?
Okay.
We actually look like we have a couple callers on the line here. I'm not sure if you wanted to answer some questions. Were you okay with that?
Sure.
Okay. Caller calling from local area code 604. How are you?
Fine, thanks.
Great.
I had a question for Mr. John Watts. Read your book, phenomenal. I just wanted to ask, what advice would you give to the teenage V gone wild?
My advice to them is to learn how to say no. For many years, they said say no to drugs. I say no to sex. Because at the age 13, 14, 15, you have no idea what sex is. You barely know how to kiss. So I think that it's important for you to stay in school, get your education, and concentrate on sex and love once that you learn how to be in a relationship. Relationship isn't about sex. If sex doesn't make a relationship, it's the knowledge of knowing how to share in partnership and compassion with one another. And that's the advice that I would give a teenage girl.
Definitely, definitely. Very well put, very well put. Any other questions, caller?
No, thanks.
Okay, great. Thank you for calling in. Thank you for calling in. We've got 6 more callers here on the line. Did anybody have anything that they wanted to say? Okay, all right. We tend to get a lot of listeners, so let's continue with the power of the V. Let me just blurt out your website here. If you wanted to order John's books, we do have a special going from today until, is it the 31st, John, or the 3rd?
The 31st.
The 31st. And you will receive how much off?
$10 off.
$10 off. And you can go to www. And I'm going to spell it out for you. It's KISTONE books.com, or you can go to Amazon.com. And you can also even stop by his Facebook page, which is facebook.com, Power of the V. And John Watts. All right, thought I'd get that out for you, John.
Thank you.
No problem. So you have another company here called POV Designs.
Yes.
Did you want to talk a little bit about them?
Yes. At POV Designs, me and my business partner, Leslie Hall, what we decided to do, we took the logo and we created a jewelry line with that logo, which entails keychains, pendants, earrings, and other accessories like note cards. And we are working on a bracelet and some other items, a clothing line. And it's great. It's something that helps people to identify with. We want women to be able to wear the pendant or carry the keychain and identify themselves as the validation woman, which we actually call the keychain, the pendant, the V pendant, which stands for validation.
I saw it. It's very beautiful work, too. It's very beautiful. Very beautiful.
Thank you.
Sexy.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. Now we've got a few minutes left here in the show. I thought we'd just do a short 30-minute segment, and that way we can get it out all over the place. Is there anything else that you wanted to bring up about the book or about yourself or about some upcoming things?
Well, for my upcoming events, I'm on hold right now because I'm working on some other things at this present time for book signings. But for as the book, I'm hoping that the book does not become a book of entertainment, but a book of knowledge and wisdom for those that read the book. I'm hoping that someone can see themselves in the book and make changes or help someone else or help raise their child with the book or help teach their daughter how to be ladies and their boys how to be gentlemen as they grow up. And the main thing is that young women need to respect themselves. You cannot just expect for a man to respect you if you refuse to even respect yourself. So, just learn the value of yourself and know that you're worth more than, a Happy Meal and a Coke. You're worth much more than that. And don't play yourself cheap.
Well, thank you for coming on to the show, John. And it was a pleasure, absolute pleasure reading your book. And we're going to have you back on to the Be Mad show, where I'm sure you get a lot of questions from a lot of women, and also from the host, Sandra Hansen herself, who I believe will be getting a copy of your book this week. And it was great, from a single father's point of view, raising a daughter. I loved the book myself, and I really would recommend it to a lot of the men's groups that I go to here. So
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. And that's basically it. We're going to do a wrap up here. Okay?
Okay, great.
All right. Thank you, John. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Terrance.
All right. Bye-bye.